Idaho court sentences Bryan Kohberger to life without parole for 2022 student murders, but motive remains a mystery. Bryan Kohberger pled guilty under a sentencing agreement before his trial was due to start. Bryan Kohberger has been sentenced to 4 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole or appeal for murdering 4 University of Idaho students in 2022. Kohberger pleaded guilty in order to avoid the death penalty, and on sentencing, the judge acknowledged that the motive may never be known. Friends and relatives of the 4 students murdered in their rental home delivered powerful statements of love, anguish, and condemnation in front of Kohberger. Please subscribe to the channel for more great videos. The former criminal justice doctoral student convicted in the 2022 stabbing deaths of 4 University of Idaho students has been sentenced to life in prison, but his motives for the killings remain a mystery. Bryan Kohberger, 30, received 4 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole or appeal under a deal with prosecutors sparing him the death penalty in return for pleading guilty earlier this month to 4 counts of first-degree murder. Friends and relatives of the 4 students murdered in their rental home delivered powerful statements of love, anguish, and condemnation in front of Kohberger. "This world was a better place with her in it," Scott Laramie, the stepfather of Madison Mogen, told the court. "Karen and I are ordinary people, but we lived extraordinary lives because we had Maddie." Steve Goncalves says his daughter made life extraordinary for him and his wife. Reuters, Kyle Green/Pool. The father of Kaylee Goncalves taunted Kohberger for leaving his DNA on a knife sheath left near Mogen's body and getting caught, despite being a graduate student in criminology at nearby Washington State University at the time. "You were that careless, that foolish, that stupid," Steve Goncalves said. "Master's degree? You're a joke. Motive may never be known." Judge Stephen Hippler ordered Kohberger to serve 4 life sentences without parole for 4 counts of first-degree murder in the brutal stabbing deaths of Mogen, Goncalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin early on November 13, 2022. Bryan Kohberger confessed to 4 murders. He may never have to explain why. Photo shows 5 young women and a man stand together for a photo on a porch. The man responsible for killing 4 Idaho University students has struck a plea deal with the prosecution, meaning some questions may never be answered. He was also given a 10-year sentence for burglary and a total of $270,000 $409,000 in fines and civil penalties. He has waived his right to appeal. Kohberger broke into the student's home through a kitchen sliding door and brutally stabbed the 4 friends. It remains unclear why he did it. When given an opportunity to speak on Wednesday local time, he told the judge, "I respectfully decline." Those were the only words he uttered during the 2.5 hours of proceedings in Idaho's 4th District Court in Boise, the state capital. The judge acknowledged that the motive may never be known. The young students at the University of Idaho had rented a share house together so they could live off campus. Instagram, Kaylee Goncalves. "I share the desire expressed by others to understand the why," Judge Hippler said. "But upon reflection, it seems to me, and this is just my own opinion, that by continuing to focus on why, we continue to give Mr. Kohberger relevance, we give him agency, and we give him power." Even if legally empowered to compel Kohberger to give a statement in court, the judge asked, how could anyone ever be assured that what he speaks is the truth? Loudoun County Prosecutor Bill Thompson told the court before the sentencing that Kohberger would be led away in his orange jumpsuit with his wrists and ankles shackled, and that the prison door would close behind him forever. That is the closure we seek, he said. Profound love, loss, and fury. Dylan Mortensen, a roommate who told police of seeing a strange man with bushy eyebrows and a ski mask in the home that night, sobbed as she described how Kohberger took the light they carried into each room. He is a hollow vessel, something less than human, Miss Mortensen said. Dylan Mortensen's cries while talking about her roommates. Reuters, Kyle Green/Pool. Olivia Goncalves' voice did not waver as she asked Kohberger questions, including what her sister's last words were. She drew applause after belittling Kohberger, who remained expressionless. You didn't win, you just exposed yourself as the coward you are, Ms. Goncalves said. You're a delusional, pathetic, hypochondriac loser. Kohberger's mother and sister sat in the gallery, near the defense table, quietly weeping at times as the other parents described their grief. Xana Kernadle's aunt, Kim Kernadle, said she forgave Kohberger and asked him to call her from prison, hoping he would answer her lingering questions about the killings. Bryan, I'm here today to tell you I have forgiven you, because I no longer could live with that hate in my heart, she said. Anytime you want to talk and tell me what happened, get my number. I'm here. No judgment.